the Premier Volleyball League has become a daily habit for the volleyball-starved Filipinos who have been waiting for this league to return after a very long time. And every day, either way, we get a sight of an old favorite or the rise of a new superstar. And for today's matches, we will have more of that. Up first, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans will be head-to-head with the Cignal HD Spikers, a squad hungry for redemption. Choco Mucho is putting its perfect record on the line against Cignal, who is in need of a win to stay in the Final Four. In the second game, the PLDT Home Fiber Power Hitters seeks its win against the Petrogas Angels, but the Angels won't just let them get their groove, as they also need to keep on winning to stay ahead of the pack. What have been your favorite parts for this week's Philippine Professional Volleyball? Let's add a few more to that list today. Again, this is PVL on One Sports live from Bacaray, Ilocos Norte.
You are watching the continuous coverage and exclusive coverage rather of One Sports and One Sports Plus of your first and only professional volleyball league in the Philippines. That is, of course, the Premier Volleyball League. We are in Season 4, and the Open Conference is what we are talking about, and we are well into Week 2 of the PVL. Hello and good afternoon. We got another Tuesday double dip for all of you PVL fans. Let's give you our doubleheader for today. First up, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, who are definitely flying here in this tournament, unbeaten, are going up against the Cignal HD Spikers, who are going to try to get out of a rut that they're in here in the PVL. That's your first game. And then later on tonight, speaking of ruts, somebody trying to get that elusive first win are the PLDT Home Fiber Power Hitters. They're going up against the Petrogas Angels, all part and parcel of your Tuesday double dip on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Boom Gonzalez, Mosey Ravena, thank you for watching. Mosey, good afternoon. Coach Shaq, Coach O, we'll go at it again.
Gold afternoon to you, partner.
Gold afternoon.
And as you can see our team standings right here, Choco Mucho in third place with 3-0 and Cignal in seventh with 1-3.
Sabi nga natin, ang Choco Mucho, they've not only won three and undefeated, they've only lost one set, and they've made it look easy and efficient in the last couple of games. Bea De Leon and the rest of her teammates. Ponga is there, of course. Maddie is there, Dina Wong, and everybody else are flying here and have been looking so good. And even in a team that they have not been able to scout, like the Perla Spikers, who debuted against them, they only committed 18 errors all throughout and did not drop a set and won that one easily too. Well, I wouldn't say easily. I mean, that would not do justice to the Perla Spikers, who were trying to get their footing in that game, Mosey, but they still looked very good in that game.
That's correct. You know, Perlas was just basic in that game, and we know how hard they play. But again, Choco Mucho, that's why a lot of people are saying they're one of the hottest teams to watch out in the season. As you can see, and very strong, and I really think the familiarity is doing them well.
Which is funny. You think that is a big factor, and I'm sure it is a big factor, but we also have to remember that there are a lot of new players here in this team too. I mean, almost half of them are additions basically to this Choco Mucho team. Although this girl, Kat Tolentino, has been there since the start, even if they won only 6 games in the last time when they debuted in the PVL, and she was pretty much the lone source of offense back then because wala nga si Tina Wong, wala rin si PDL with those leg injuries. Pero ngayon, she doesn't have to do as much because all of them are back and then some. Nagkaroon pa ng reinforcements.
And another big thing for Choco Mucho is they have now Denden Lazaro Revilla.
Bigat.
And because of that, it made life easier for Dina Wong, and she's able to distribute her sets well and to all the players. That's why almost all of them scored in their last game. So look at Kat Tolentino, 9 points, 5 attack points, and almost similar number to her blocks. And that's really the strength of Choco Mucho, that blocking at the net.
Yes.
Not to mention, may block ka na sa net.
May floor defense ka pa.
Ililihis mo, makikita mo si Denden.
May floor defense ka pa. Denden Lazaro on your screens right now. Well, why not get the information from the horse's mouth, so to speak? Let's talk to Denden Lazaro Revilla, who sat down with Ai Tensai.
Matagal na kami nag-start mag-online practice as a team. So that was a big boost for our morale. And I just think of, my teammates who are working hard even at home, given the situation. So yun, nakaka-inspire yun for me. And I just think of the support I'm getting from my family and friends. So that keeps me going also. Everybody is a leader in their own right. Siguro ako, being the most veteran in the team. Ako na yung pinakamatanda sa team. So siguro ako yung taga-remind lang sa kanila of the little things and pampakalma kasi you can see naman na napaka-energetic ng mga teammates ko. So ako yung taga-remind lang and taga-kalma during the games.
The calm intensity of Denden Lazaro, which characterized her whole college career and now her professional career. Si Ate Denden na ang nagpapakalma sa kanyang mga intense na teammates, ng mga batang-batang Choco Mucho. At makakalaban nila today, the Cignal HD Spikers. You know, Mosey, you and I have done a 1,000 games, whether separately or together. And I always say in certain games that even if you're going to lose a set, you don't want to just give the set and give it up. You want to build, try to make a rally so that you can build momentum for the next set. At yun ang nangyari dito. Valley Pure was lost in that first set. Cignal looked so good, but they kept rallying, they kept coming back, and then they snatched the momentum from Cignal from the second set onwards, at ang Cignal hindi na naka-recover, Mosey.
Exactly. Cignal showed a lot of composure in that first set, and then yun nga, yung sabi mo, Valley Pure stole that from the second set and never gave it back. So that's what happened in this game between Valley Pure and Cignal. But as you can see, the lineup of Cignal, alam mo na, it's really a strong team.
On paper,
yes.
yes.
On paper. So it's just playing together, getting it together, and doing the little things just like what Valley Pure is doing. A little blocking, digging, serving, a little of everything in that game put together. That's why, I think that's why Valley Pure, and a lot of heart also, that's why Valley Pure has been winning their matches.
Well, they were up 18-7, talking about Cignal in the first set. They were up 2-1 in the second set, and then they just couldn't finish off etong Valley Pure. And then the tight third set, and then the fourth set where, yun na nga, natuluyan na sila. And Janine Marciano is, look at the numbers for her, very, very well in terms of her production para dito sa Cignal HD. The issue is not with her. The issue is, first ball and receiving.
Correct.
Para sa kanila, para ma-set up yung iba. And the others have not been able to support Janine so far in their 2-game losing streak.
Well, you mentioned receiving, especially in that fourth set where Baroga was able to score 4 straight points against them, and poor reception by Cignal. Yun yung mga kailangan nila i-tweak, and especially to be mindful in this game against Choco Mucho. And Marciano, again, you mentioned her. She's the only one who carried the load in that match against Valley Pure. So she will really need a lot of help from her teammates na sabi ko nga, capable naman talaga of giving.
She's number 9 in scoring after a week and a day here in the PVL, or week and 2 days in the PVL Open Conference. Nahihirapan mag-set ang kanilang setter, the 8th best in terms of serving and setting, si Ayel Estranero, dahil nga wala yung reception na binabanggit ni Mozy Ravena. So might as well listen to the thoughts of Ayel Estranero, who also talked to Ayi Tinsay earlier on. Let's listen in.
Ayel, what do you think is your team's biggest obstacle, and what is the HD Spikers doing in order to overcome this challenge?
Since sunod-sunod yung talo namin, yung dalawang talo namin, syempre siya, mentally challenging siya, especially na we only get to train for a short period of time, maikli yung preparation, tapos every other day yung training. So you really have to be good with restarting and refocusing right away. Like after one loss, dapat refocus ka na agad dun sa next mong kalaban. And siguro how we're trying to overcome it, nagpo-focus na kami sa sarili namin. I think naman every game there's progress, there's improvement, and I think that's one of the most important things. Yung syempre hindi nag-give up, tuloy pa rin yung laban.
How are you adjusting to your new team without your former UP Fighting Maroons playing by your side? Dati sanay ka, nakatabi mo sila maglaro. Has having players also from Bacolod, nakatulong ba yun sa adjustment mo?
Syempre, adjusting will always have its challenges. But since konti lang kami, dalawa lang kami yung bago sa team dito na players, very family-like talaga yung team. And it helped me a lot with adjusting. And in training siguro, andun yung I need to build good relationship, good communication, good connection. Pero yun nga, nade-develop naman siya sa training. And at the same time, natatranslate naman siya sa game. So I think it's also important na yun, na-execute siya ng maayos.
There you have it, Ayel Estranera of the Cignal HD Spikers.
Thanks, Ayi. If Denden says siya na yung pinakamatanda doon sa kabila, si Ayel naman, siya naman ang ngayon, all of a sudden may mga ate dito sa team, unlike doon sa UP na siya lagi yung ate. Ayel Estranero, of course, the setter, will go up against the number 2 setter so far in the PVL na si Dina Wong for the rolling Choco Mucho Flying Titans. The Cignal HD Spikers are looking for that win after they won their first assignment. Nadapa ng dalawang beses. At ito, they're looking for that win here in Ilocos Norte. It's time for us to go to our competition announcer, Noel Zarate, for the starters and our referees of this match here in your PVL.
And now time to meet our national referees for this match. First referee, Rene Gaspilio. Second referee is Joy de Imos. And now let's meet the starters. First, for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. The starters from Ateneo de Manila University. Center number 3, Dina Wong. Middle blocker number 17, Captain Maggie Matayaki. Outside spiker number 9, Hongay Gaston. Opposite hitter number 10, Cat Tolentino. Middle blocker number 14, Bea Teneon. Outside spiker from Paraguay University number 21, Regina Rocha. And the starting libero from Ateneo, Tenden Lazaro Revilla. Head coach for the Flying Titans is Oliver Almagro. And now the starters for the Cignal HD Spikers. Center from the University of the Philippines, number 7, Ayel Estranero. Opposite hitter from San Pedro University, number 9, Janine Marchado. Outside spiker from De La Salle University, number 10, May Luna. Middle blocker from the National University, number 11, Roslyn Doria. Middle blocker from De La Salle University, number 16, Julian Ipak. And the outside spiker from the Far Eastern University, number 13, team captain, Rachel Ann Douglas. Starting libero from the University of Perpetual Health, number 3, Jeff Yonella. And the head coach for Cignal is Shep De Los Santos.
Starters for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, who are, of course, at number 3, behind Cherry Tigos 3-1 and Creamlines 4-0. While the Cignal HD Spikers at 1-3.
Seventh, no? The standings.
Here at Ilocos Norte, well, they are there. Me and Mosey, of course, are here at the Reliance Studios here for One Sports. This is day 10 officially. Oh, no. The rain probably tripped the electricity and lights out. Just as, this is like a bad joke, you know? But just as they were going to give the ball for service, we go blackout. We'll take a break. We'll sort it out, and we'll be back with your PVL.
First serve of this match, Team Cignal. Now serving, Miguel Estranero.
Kala po namin ni Mosey merong superstar na i-introduce kaya pinatay yung ilaw eh. Baka may lumabas at
May music,
may
inintay
special,
ko eh.
may special guest eh. Choco Mucho Cignal, I think we're ready to go. As the electricity tripped just as the downpour hit our PCV Social, Civic, and Cultural Center in Bacara, Ilocos Norte.
Well, just another challenge that has been a regular thing for all of us.
It's a
That's why
day-to-day.
I always say kudos to the families of the people there, especially the ones in the bubble.
Yes.
Hindi lang yung hindi lang yung mga coaches and players, but yung staff,
Oh, naman.
diba? Yung mga media
Officials,
people,
yeah.
officials, everybody.
Mga ball boy
Inside
lahat,
the
oh.
bubble. Kahit yung mga boss natin, nandun
Yeah,
din.
of course. Okay, let's get it going. First rally, Denden receiving right away. The thing about Denden, as we start this match, yung value niya, yan na naman, yung value niya is not, it's not flashy. You'll never parang see her dominate in a flashy way. Pero when you watch the game closely and then you look at the stats, you see the contribution. And that's always been her game. Parang, wag niyo akong pansinin. Basta
Basta
ako
I'll do my
bahala.
job,
Ako
yeah.
bahala sa inyo dito. Parang ganun eh.
And more importantly, in volleyball, you played the game. You know that when you trust your defender, especially your libero,
Right.
yung iba yun eh. Because remember yung mga coaches, diba? Sometimes when you see your blockers go up, and sometimes they will still try to get yung mga balls, diba? Yung mga loose balls.
Ito, papabayaan
Ito,
mo.
papabayaan mo because you totally trust her.
And it's the same.
Especially sa coverage.
Yeah, and it's the same, Mosey, for offense. If you're a hitter,
Yeah.
you're an open hitter, papalo ka lang ng papalo kasi alam mo, guys
May
like
coverage, yeah.
Denden, sila Kat Arado, yung mga magaling-galing nating libero.
And even Bongay had
Yes.
what
26.
26 digs in
Yes.
their previous match.
Na nag-eksperimento ring libero sa Ateneo yan, di ba?
Those are the little things that were added
Yep.
to the arsenal of Choco Mucho.
Yes. First 2 points rather, going to Choco Mucho as BDL healthy and ready to go here. BDL and Cat, they're collaborating for that one. BDL is the 6th best blocker in the league after a week and a couple of days. Cat is right there, number 7, but you won't see anybody, Mosey, from the offense in the best scoring, best spiking top 10 para dito sa Choco Mucho. But they're 3-0. So, if I'm a casual viewer, Mosey, what's the explanation behind that? Bakit sila unbeaten pa rin?
Again, we go back to our point a while ago that having Denden there, Dina is now able to distribute the ball very well. So hati-hati na yung mga players
Right.
dun sa responsibility, especially on the attack side of their or their offense. So naging mas madali for Dina and naging mas madali for the hitters. That's why they're when you look at them, they're really a force to see, 'di ba, inside the court. Kasi parang kumpleto,
At yan naman
'di
ang
ba? It's complete.
And Mosey, ano naman ang hinahanap ng signal? Yung better receiving, better first ball, better defense para Ayel can set up, the likes of May Luna, Rachel Andakis, other than Janine Marciano.
And you have to remember on Cignal's side naman, because Ayel is new, she has to also have that familiarity with her hitters. She has to know ano ba gusto nito, mataas, mababa, mabilis, 'di ba? Mabagal. So, having that problem pa lang, si Ayel, it's harder for her if yung mga first balls pa, medyo problematic.
Hahabulin pa niya.
Oo.
Mababa, since nabanggit mo, mababa yung service ni May Luna straight to the net. So that means 3-2. BDL on deck for Choco Mucho. Nice serve by BDL. I thought I was going to catch the tape of that net, and I believe Rachel thought so too. So miscalculating the dig or the receive. Ayun, akala mo sasabit. Ganda.
Even in college, remember, Bea has a good,
Always,
powerful
yes.
serve.
Targeting again, Rachel. Sa kabila din nila, that's too short, babied by Marciano there. So 2 straight points for Choco Mucho. Make that 3 for a 5-2 lead. Coach Shaq on your screens. Naririnig mo yung buhos ng ulan. Doon sa, ganun din dito. Lakas ng hangin dito. Lakas at pabugso-bugso pa rin yung ulan dito sa Manila.
But the play continues.
Play continues, coverage continues, at
Exactly.
hopefully ang panonood nyo sa One Sports and One Sports Plus also continue. 5 serving 2 as the game rolls on. Again, they go to Rachel. Ayel sends it to the other side, and that's
Right.
illegal.
Violation right there.
Yeah.
So, and again,
First ball.
reception.
Coach Shaq agad, tatawag ng timeout. Early goings again. Choco Mucho looking good. Quick timeout by Coach Shaq. Again, they're looking at Jack Janela and the rest of those backliners. Maghatid na magandang bola kay Ayel Estaniero. In the meantime, let's see if BDL will continue to target Dakis.
Kanina pa, all her serves are directed to Rachel.
Almost. Janela was there but still misreceived. Ginawa ng paraan ni Dakis. Ayel will go to Janine. Janine!
There you go. In this side of the court, I mean, in Cignal Spiker side, they really have a lot of good hitters. Not only Marciano, but they have Musa, they have Ipak, they even have
Luna,
Rap Aguilar, they have Luna.
Yes.
Rose Doria's also there.
Who, by the way, is the 7th best in serving so far here in the early goings of the tournament.
So it's just getting it together.
Just as I say that, parang free throw lang.
Happy birthday, Boom!
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday to
Maraming
you.
salamat. Maraming salamat.
All right, there.
Sorry,
Working on your birthday.
Sorry, Rose Doria. Well, tulong-tulong tayo dito sa coverage. Ganyan talaga.
Pagbigyan mo na Rose kasi birthday niya.
Sino ang binabirthday dito? Ang Choco Mucho talaga dahil wala pa ring talo at lamang pa. Ngayon, 8-3.
And again, Cignal cannot afford those kind of mistakes.
First technical timeout, 5-point lead for Choco Mucho. We'll be back.
For the Flying Titans, Captain Cignal.
Balik po tayo sa ating coverage dito for your PVL, the first and only professional volleyball league in the country, and another service problem. Service reception problem for Cignal. You know, at this point, Mosey, when you're in 4 games, 3 games into the tournament, now you're seeing strengths and weaknesses on teams. Ano? Some teams are already rounding into top form, not top form, but getting better every match. And then the weaker teams, if I may use the word, their weaknesses are now starting to really come out. The weakness in blocking, the weakness sa mga middle hitters, and then first ball problems. Ayan, lumalabas na.
And yan na masakit, no? Lalo na yung first ball problem, just like what Cignal is having right now. Because as you can see, a lot of the teams really improved in their service. Ang lalakas na, it's really now the first attack coming from a lot of teams like Choco Mucho and
Creamline,
Creamline, diba?
Cherry Tigo.
Cherry Tigo.
Yeah.
You can really see na they put so much pressure on the receivers. So, yun yung mahirap because that starts everything. If you don't have that, if that is challenged, you really have to know the remedy for that. And I mean, be mindful.
And it's not like all of these teams or some of these challenge teams, as you mentioned, which right now, 4-11, as they finally stop the run of Choco Mucho. Some of these teams, when they're out of system already or broken plays, hindi nakaka-recover ng tama or maganda. Some are able to, but those are the better teams in the league.
And then those are the teams that have been playing together,
Together,
like yung
you're
mga
right,
Army,
you're
di ba?
right,
Black
you're
Mamba
right.
Army. Na kahit broken play na, they're able to manage to even get a play going.
Yeah, ganda naman ng hanap ni Dakis doon. Went all the way to the corner.
Oh, nice.
From zone 5. So the lead is 6. The biggest lead of the match was 8 already here in the first set. Out of position, alam mo na, we always say this, if you receive it at the side, pag tumagilid ang katawan mo, more often than not, that is a misreception.
And you can feel that she's really tentative in
Yeah.
getting that ball.
Gumalaw yung bola kasi, Mose, yung floater niya medyo lumilihis sa ere.
My chauffeur.
It's good serve by Marciano to try to do it again. 6-11. Den was there but could not keep it in play. 2 straight points make that 3 straight points by Cignal. 1 on a side out and a couple on their own terms. And it looks like they're getting bothered by maybe a wet spot, a slick spot. Let's check it out. 7-11 is the score. Coach O will call a timeout. are back here in action. And great timeout by Coach O, regrouping and getting the point. How about Pongay here in this tournament? Really has, first of all, settled down as an open hitter, a position that she loves so much, and really has shown her overall game for Choco Mucho.
And energizing the team each and every
Yun pa.
game.
Kitang-kita mo yung comfort level niya sa
Yes.
position niya
And
and sa
the-
laro niya.
And yun nga, no, siguro yung it was easier for Pongay, yung transition niya from collegiate level to the professional level since she has the same coach. Diba? Kay Coach Oliver pa rin siya naglaro.
Katulad nila Dina, nila BDL, nila Maddie. Team captain, this 8-point lead slashed in half. Good sign for Cignal. Good fight back here.
Daki's a 5'10" open hitter.
Ganda nung service niya. Pero bumalik ang bola dito sa Choco. Chance here for Cignal. Bump set to Luna. Luna on top of the blockers. From behind, Cap Tolentino. Ayel goes to the middle. Den keeps it alive, but they cannot keep it in play. And I think that's where Cignal has to make a little more impact, Mosey. Correct me if I'm wrong. We need to see more middle variations
That's
here sa
right.
kanila.
And again, they have the right players. They have the material there. It's just getting it together. Rachel Dakis can always be the leader of this team, and has always been the
And she
leader of
is,
this
yes.
team.
Oh, she has been, she is. And she's the captain. And she's leading this run right now from 8 points down to 3. Good serve. Pongay steady on the reception. Nice dig. Luna loads up down the line.
There you go. As we look at Luna once again on this open hit.
Tough
Yung
set,
sinasabi ko,
yes.
we've known her from her collegiate days and she's really one powerful player.
Bigat ng kamay talaga, no? Yung natural power ni nung the LaSalle standout.
Yung parang mga Troy Stubino, di ba yung malakas yung
Sila
hampas?
Rosemary Vargas, yung mga ganun. Sila Tots Carlos.
Yeah, that
Natural,
mold.
yes. Oh, good read there by Ipak. Was that Ipak? Yes. Who read Maddie's attack there. So from 8 points down, Cignal has crawled back in this match. What have they done well, Mosey?
Well, now there you can see that there are more attack
Options.
tries from Cignal, and again your reception now. It's,
Gumanda.
a little bit better now.
May konting blocking pa. So tabla na tayo. Net defense. 12 all. Good first set. Good fight back here by the HD Spikers who want to win and snap out of their 2-game losing skid. Nakarami na rin siya. Nakarami na rin siya.
Sasabihin ko pa naman, Rachel's doing well on the line. That's why...
Ba't di mo
yun-
sinabi?
Oh.
Para pantay
Parang
tayong dalawa.
May bumulong sa akin. May bumulong. Huwag mo sabihin.
Maddie back on deck now. 13-12.
Maddie Madayag, a 5'10" middle blocker for Choco Mucho.
Over-received. And that's always bad when you got the 6th best blocker there in the middle, BDL, and her instincts.
And you know what I like about BDL? Because she's coming from a long layoff.
Oh,
Diba?
shin,
Kahit from
leg
ano
injury,
pa,
yes.
an injury. But you don't see any rust in her. I mean, she's the same BDL that we've known since college, or even a better version.
It's bad set by Ayel, and she apologizes there. Well, BDL also credits, the positive part of the pandemic na nakapagpahinga siya and was
That's
able
true.
to heal alongside a lot of other players who were injured before the pandemic. They were able to heal.
That's why I was saying at the top of our coverage, or in the first game, I was telling Eric that we sort of are, yung mga players na, and even all the teams, they're coming off an even playing field. I say
lahat,
that
pantay.
because,
Pantay.
I say that because the little things now matter. di ba, in conditioning, yung amount of practices, individually, together, healing of the injuries or injuries na ayaw natin.
Yeah.
But it's really a lot of things na ngayon, na big things na siya, di ba?
Look at this, Mosey. A 4-0 counter run by Choco Mucho to lead by 4.
Kasi tingnan mo ha, ilan nag-goal tayo, pero after nun, 4 points sa different. Ganun lang nakabilis sila hapon. So, gano'n ba ka naging concern yun? Wala ba yun? Okay lang? Wala nga. Hindi yun. Kaya nga kailangan yun yung goal natin. Kailangan pa rin yun. Hindi pwede tayo mag-goal. Diba? I-receive kayo. Ito ba?
So the run of Cignal to tie it to 12 all. Counter run on Choco Mucho. 4-0 run. And Maddie Mateag still serving. Run and gun.
Oh, nicely done. Cross-court hit coming from Julia Ipak.
Long ball lang.
Dinudulo-dulo nila eh. Iniiwas nila kay Denden.
Iwas sa mga kamay ng blockers. Iwas kay Denden. Ang dami mo iiwasan sa depensa.
Yeah, that's true. It's really hard to go up against Choco Mucho in that aspect. Ano?
But they follow it up with a service error, unfortunately. So they give a free point to the Flying Titans, who are 3-0 here in the PVL. And the job of Dina Wong after her shin injury, healing from that fracture, and she's back with a vengeance, only behind Gia Morado in terms of her setting here in this conference, as Cap Tolentino, the only player in the top 10 of scoring from the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, and she barely made it there at 10 because the production of Choco Mucho is so spread out. Hey, let's listen to Ai Tinsay, who has another interview right now.
Former national team player and NU Lady Bulldog Roselyn Doria, middle blocker of the Cignal HD Spikers, scoring 9 points last game, said that they should treat every game like it's the last game of their lives. Para sa ngayon, wala na raw ibang kailangan gawin kung hindi ipakita sa mga tao ang kanilang tunay na laro. With regards to the performance of the HD Spikers, Coach Shaq advised them that there is so much room to improve, so much room to grow, which is the beauty of playing in the Pro League, getting to learn so much day by day and improving individually and as a team. According to Roselyn, for this game, they are focusing on their service, receive, and defense because everything will flow from there. Grateful to have the chance to play with veterans. The Cignal HG Spikers are doing their best to remain on the roll for a finals opportunity. The volleyball action continues with the HG Spiker against the towering Choco Mucho Flying Titans here in the PVL on One Sports.
Thank you very much, Ai. And towering it is, as Choco Mucho is right in the middle of a 6-1 run, counter run, to again establish a little separation here at 5. Ayel opens to Luna again. Cross court, iniwasan sa kaliwa ni Denden. Denden, napako ang paa, couldn't move.
And that was nicely done once again. You can see Cignal going cross court and really sharp, really long cross courts, and trying for those mga spots na mahihirapan si Denden, which is actually dapat the case, no? And Cignal finding that and getting some score off that kind of hits.
It's too powerful there. Cap Tolentino, the best player of the previous match, with 9 points. And you might ask, why was she the best player of that match? But it's okay because she was also helped by Pongay, who had 9. And then you had Madayag, who had 8, De Leon, who had 4. They were well distributed in that previous match against the Perla Spikers. Nice pickup. Marciano recovering. Sorry, that was Doria who recovered.
The towering Doria at 5'11", the middle blocker for Cignal. Let's take a look at that last play once again. Nakuha niya yung timing no? In between those two blockers of Choco Mucho.
May Luna. 15 serving 19. Den keeps it alive. Over-received, over-dug rather. And again,
Hindi na naka-react yung, yung Cignal on that last play. Si Pongay was just committed to get that power tip.
pagkalaban mo yung mga Cherry Tigo tsaka yung mga Choco Mucho tapos nag-over-receive ka and over-dig ka at mapupunta sa net yung bola eh.
Medyo yun,
Ang
bad
taas,
case.
taas ng porsyento nila eh. Sa mga free ball, sa mga free net
Bakit
ball.
naman hindi? Medyo may
Grabe.
bird's eye view yata
Grabe.
dun sa team na yun.
Kapatong eh. Parang ganun yung palo ni Rachel Andakis on top of the ball. Cross-court attack. They're still in this one. 16-20. Kapit lang daw, sabi ni Kapitan.
Oh, poor receive by Arocha on that Doria serve.
And Kim Hekeliana. Yung madalas na magic bunot.
Alam mo, you know Kim, I love Kim and I know how she plays. But sometimes, it's funny when you read yung social media and the fans are so funny. And they super engaging.
Volleyball Twitter is the best.
Yeah, that's why sometimes you look at it in a different way. Baka talaga may magic to eh.
Magic ba yung word na hinahanap mo? Iba yung ginagamit nilang word eh.
magic na lang.
Pero magic ang ibig mong sabihin. Yan nga magic bunot.
Wala nang color. Wala nang color. Basta magic. But it's funny. And then I love the fans that are just so, yung engaging.
Engaged, involved.
Engaged and funny and creative.
Mosey, engaged, involved, and very protective of their teams, as you know very well. 21-18 is our score. This is still a set that is up in the air. Although, Choco Mucho looking good, but Cignal fighting back here. Good setup.
And a good first ball.
And Den was there, of course. Balik kay Pongay. She hits the net. Sorry, the antenna.
The antenna, so point goes to Cignal. And this is what we were talking about. Cignal is very capable. They are a capable team. I say that because, again, on paper, it's a very strong team. And each of them had their own deep experience in mga semifinals, mga finals, yung mga big games. So, you expect more from them, really.
Good reaction there. Janela will have to give a free ball, unfortunately, and they go to Madayag for the run and gun. Janela knew where it was going to go, but she could not tomahawk it.
It was just too strong.
Yes, so much power. And look at the wind-up for Maddie. Perfect. At ganda nung hula ni Jack eh.
Alam niya na ako saan pupunta.
Lakas lang talaga. Ayel, babawi ng running. Si Ipak. So just a 2-point lead here.
Well, Pongay not in the best position to take that one. You just like the fight of these two ball clubs.
Good digging there to set up this Aguilar swing.
Rap Aguilar. another player who we've seen with the strength in her hits, getting this crucial point off the hands of Dina Wong.
Timeout si Coach O.
Still serving for the HD Spikers, Rachel and Takis.
It is 22-21. Choco Mucho ahead over Cignal HD Spikers. Sayang yung dig dun ni Janela and Aguilar. Wanted to get a little fancy, sending it back right away.
But you love that hit by Kat Tolentino,
Lakas.
a down the line hit na
Lakas.
hinahanap ng mga fans ni Kate. Because
Yes.
she rarely does that. She's always para cross-court hits. But what you like naman about her cross-court hits now, I really think it's more polished because now she has she views the court. So even if cross-court siya, it is placed well. And she gets
Well,
the ball at its peak. Parang
Mosey,
pinalish niya, gumaling at naging more powerful pa.
Humingi ka ng down the line. Ayan, si Rap Rap naman ang nagbigay sa'yo. Sabi niya, ito ba? Ate Mosey.
Yun
So
nga.
they're still in it. They're down only by one, 22-23. Probably wiping some of the slick spots here. Seems like there are a few that are affecting the court. Doria waiting. They'll be on defense on this one.
Oh, nice serve.
Then we'll set it to Kat from the back line. Ayel will open up. Rap. Mataas yan. Huling-huli. Chance here to tie. Humihingi si Rap pero kay Doria binigay. Sa likod. Kat na naman.
That was close.
Ooh, I thought it was dropping in.
That was close, really close.
So 23 all.
So Cignal having more attack points in this first set so far with 14 and 10 for Choco Mucho.
BDL says we'll get to the set point first. But a good battle back here by Cignal. Can they extend this first set of our Tuesday doubleheader? Sa gitna.
Oh, nicely done.
And they do. We did say, Mosey, if they get to activate those middle hitters, it will give them a better chance here.
Doria on this middle hit. A quick, no? And successful on that point.
At inatake yung mas maliit na blocker na si Kim Hekiliana. As the 8th best in serving so far in the tournament, Ayala Estaniero. 24 all. We are extended set number 1. Open.
Oh. That's what I was talking about. That even if it's still the cross-court, the typical Kat cross-court hit, but now I really feel that she has more power on her hits. And she hits the ball better, meaning at its peak. And parang may sight na siya ngayon, of where to put that ball. Parang mas, na siya, she can direct her hits better.
10th in scoring, 7th in blocking. Ito si Kat Tolentino. Hekiliana serving, over-received. How many times have we said it here in this first set? you cannot overdig and overreceive when BDL, Madayag, and Cap Tolentino are waiting. And that gives them the first set of game number 1 here in your PVL on One Sports. Set 1 highlights on your screens. An extended set 1 and a good fight back by the Cignal HD Spikers. But what prevented them, Mosey, from either pushing with a lead or actually just really taking over the set? Or what did Choco Mucho do for them to prevent that?
Look at the statistics, Boom. They even had more attack points. But it's really just yung crucial moments. But they negate that with their 10 errors also. So, ang Choco Mucho is known to have really, they're able to minimize their errors. That's why it's really a plus for them.
7 in the previous game. Previous game was 18. The game before that was 7 in total.
Yes, that's why.
total.
Oh, they really limit their errors. That's why it's really helping them a lot at the end of the set. So hindi mo yan nararamdaman eh. Pero pag dun sa pagpatapos na, pag nakita mo na yung stats, that's actually helped them a lot. And on the other side naman, yun na nga yung Cignal, wasn't able to capitalize on those attack points kasi nga they had 10 errors as well. And I think ang importante sa kanila is also someone who can actually score them, yung sure score, di ba?
Go to.
Unlike sa Choco Mucho, you have Maddie, you have Bea, and also Kat.
Oops. Lights keep fluctuating and
So
flickering.
Bea De Leon now with 6 points. Kat Tolentino with the same number. Ipak on the other side has 5. And Marciana has 4.
Hopefully it's just flickering and fluctuating, but it doesn't go out again as Choco Mucho. As we said at the top of the coverage, one of the things that they've done well so far in the 3 wins is play efficiently and cleanly. Kaya nga, mababa ang kanilang errors. They have been able to limit that. And maybe because of their play also, forcing Cignal to, or forcing certain opponents to commit more also.
Well, especially nga, di ba we mentioned yung mga services now of a lot of teams are so much better, and the first first attack nila yung service. That's been a weapon now for a lot of teams. So pag tulog-tulog yung reception nyo, nako, malaking problema talaga.
Welcome to our second set. This is the Cignal HD Spikers versus the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Boom Gonzalez Mosey Ravenna, match number 21 on day 10 of your Premier Volleyball League. Later on, it will be the PLDT Home Fiber Power Hitters and the Petrogas Angels. They're coming up in our second game.
Nice serve, but Janela was there. Sayang. Ganda. Okay naman yung first ball, pero miscommunication on the second touch, kaya point goes to Choco Mucho. Again, another unforced error on the side of Cignal.
And another good start. This is almost identical to the start of the first set. 3-0. Den will set it for Kat. Kat tries to go down the line. She's a bit wide on that one. Too much cut to the right. She knows it. Gives a free point to Cignal. Excellent digs on your screens. 25-35.
Yung Cignal, they're able to pop that ball up, and that, especially that first set. That's why they were able to have 15 attack points. Sayang nga, they weren't able to capitalize on that.
It's a good save by Cignal in that sequence.
Oh, nice.
Rally continues. But PDL finished that one.
Yung percentage ni BDL sa kills is quite up there, no? Yung parang you only see her go for it. Siguro not so often in a game, but most often than not, she will give you the score or the point. Taas ng porsyento.
Whether it's a setup or a free ball or diba, a misreceived one. Nalunod si Doria.
Doria mistiming that one. So another error on their side.
So another hot start by the 3-0 Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Gina Rocha. Chanela. The tip. Then tried to get to it, but too late.
Perfect spot for Rachel Dakis. And that started with a good receive. Eject Janela.
Dakis looking at the defensive formation and to see where she's going to bring that ball. Over-received. Sila naman ang nabigyan ng regalo. But look at the scrambling Choco Mucho, keeping it in play. Chance ball. They open up.
Grabe. Just so much power coming from that open hit.
I actually thought Den got to it, pero hindi pala, no?
Look at her go way up.
Den was there. Sorry. Tumama na talaga ng sahig. And even she parang waved it off knowing na she didn't get to it.
And si Luna knew that she had only one blocker. Kaya inaangguluhan niya ng konti. Naiwas niya dun sa blocker.
So another fight back by Cignal. They were down 5-0. Ganito yung storya ng laban natin so far. Mangunguna ang Choco Mucho, hahabol ang Cignal. But that's a good sign, yes. But if you're Cignal and you're Coach Shat, you're also wondering why they have to always catch up, no? Mosey, they have to have
And it's very tiring.
Nakakapagod.
Mentally and physically.
training, yes. Especially if you're up against a favored team that has all the answers. Kasi nakaka-demoralize yan pag hindi ka makahabol eh. PDL. Tough set. Adjusted. So Luna. Pongay sees a crack on that wall and drills the ball into it. And puts it away for the 7-4 score.
And I really think Pongay is also a key player for Coach Oliver because Pongay can play a lot of positions.
Like we
Diba
said
kahit nga,
earlier.
kahit libero na position na ni Pongay. So, it's something that they can actually use eventually. Kasi naging middle hitter rin
Yeah, sabi
siya.
nga natin kanina sa
Yeah.
top of the coverage that she has played a lot of positions already, but she is most comfortable, as she admitted herself, and she is very happy that she's back as an open hitter. But it only is always a good thing for any player to develop all of these skills, no, especially from a defensive standpoint.
And ace yan for the coach.
Oo.
I mean, pwede mo yung i-shake up yung
Lineup.
rotation mo, di ba?
Kat, we all know what her specialty is, and it's that. Scuds. 8-5 is the score. We'll be back.
They're trying to hit long para tumama lang sa kamay natin. So let's follow the pattern. Wag tayong sumunod.
Serving for Choco Mucho, Captain Antino.
We're back with more of the continuing coverage, exclusive coverage of the PVL Open Conference. Boom Gonzalez, Mosey Ravenna for One Sports and One Sports Plus. And after the technical timeout, Marciano, who's been quiet today, relatively.
She had 19 points in her last game.
And really the most productive from an offensive standpoint in all of the 3 games, losses or win. But Tolentino has been consistent for Choco Mucho. Luna has been productive today. Tina bumps it to the other side and Bongay puts it away.
And you saw how Dina pushed Maddie away to get to that to that second ball.
And Cignal will call the timeout, targeting that outer hand.
Receive tayo, gawa ka ng play. Kasi hindi mo tayo, alam na yung ano, nasa harap ko. So parang running press. Huwag mo pumapatay lagi. Medyo alam na rin aadjust na adjust. Pag alam mo na ako Go. Bigyan mo lang ng maganda, no?
Choco Mucho doubling up on Cignal here. That's why Coach Shaq calls the timeout. Again, playing catch-up for the second straight set by the HD Spikers.
Well, Ipak, the middle hitter of Cignal, we really feel that they have to get her going to make her more active in this match.
Dancel Dusaran is now in the match. Again, sounding like a broken record here. Over receive is danger. It's almost an automatic point. Harry May Vivas will show up for the very first time for the Cignal HD Spikers. Goes back. Ayel with the coverage. Luna sends it long. 1-2 play. Picked up by Ayel. That's in.
Oh, Luna way up in the air to get that ball. It was really close to the net.
Hinanapan ng paraan. At linihis dun sa block ni Dina Wong. Pongay receiving. Gets it back. Ayel chases, bumps it to Luna. Luna with a rolling ball, and Kat could not keep it up.
Changing it up, Luna with an off speed on that last attempt. Nicely done. Kasi kanina panihataw, diba? And finally, Luna siguro changing it, the tempo a bit.
Miscommunication and a double contact error after the amutan receive, or dig rather, para sa Cignal HD Sparkers. So the lead is back to 5. Chance for Choco Mucho here to give them the biggest lead of the second set, but Bongay, not really her specialty, coming from the pipe. Sends it to the net. Just also underscores Mosey. That's a tough position to attack from. That takes a lot of practice and repetition.
Right. That's why people are good at that. Alam mong matagal na nilang pinapractice yan. And it also entails a lot of power and also yung court sense.
Calculation.
Where you are.
Eliza obviously is one of the better ones. Tots Carlos very good.
Yep.
In the middle.
Molde has been hitting it from behind. And,
but they're not a lot. That's why it's a tough skill. 13 serving 8. With the aid of the net, why not, says Maddie. So now the biggest lead in this second set. Earlier it was 8 in the first, now it's 6. Steady game. Ayel perfectly to Dakis, but a perfect block to deny access.
So the coverage of Cignal was missing on that last play. Ito naman yung advantage that we were talking about a while ago about Choco Mucho. It's something that yung Cignal really lacks. Yung medyo faulty na yung reception nila. Tapos yung coverage should be a little bit better, especially that Jack Janela is in that team.
Bongay with a really nice attack from the pipe that time.
And they give another free ball to Choco Mucho.
16-8 is the score. Choco looking good.
Nakita niyo yung difference pag you keep on talking? Yes. Nakita niyo yung difference kasi alam niyo yung next na gagawin. Is that yes? Nice defense, ha? Nice defense sa likod.
So Choco Mucho doubling up again on Cignal, but this time with a bigger margin. They match the biggest lead of the whole match at 8. 16-8. They had an 8-point lead in the first na hinabol na Cignal. Remember, we were tied at 23 all in set number 1 before Choco Mucho finished them up. Now, it is up 8. So, yan ang nakikita natin si Pongay dyan sa back row attack na yan. If she masters
Oh,
that
yeah,
and
that's
gets
another,
dinagdagan,
feather. Oh, na pwede niya talagang puntahan, ha?
dinagdagan pa niya yung kanyang yung dami ng skill.
Yeah.
That's a good attack. This is the longest rally of the match so far. Vivas. It's still alive. Ayel will bump it to Rachel on the other side.
A long rally right here.
And it's still on. Takis, that's too high. Too easy. And finally, and it is Regina Rocha.
And we can see the relief. Diba, relief dun sa face niya because she gave it her all on that last play. Look at her go.
A three-time NCAA champion, two-time finals MVP. And the biggest lead of the match in any set. It is now standing tall at 9. Kat was there. Pinball. Back with Choco Mucho. Dina Wong naman. Sabi niya ganito daw.
1-2 play, Dina Wong. We see her do that almost every game. Pero yung timing kasi, so if you're the opponent, you know it's coming. You just don't know when. So hindi mo naman pwedeng every time, di ba, babantayan.
Hindi mo rin pwede i-request.
Or mababantayan.
Hindi mo rin pwede i-request.
Talagang lalo yun.
18-8 is the score. So what do you see here in the second set, Mosey? Why has this ballooned to a 10-point lead?
Well, now, as you can see, yung attack points naman ng Cignal ang missing. Unlike the first set, they were able to put up a lot of plays and was successful in a lot of them. But this time, they were not able to be toe-to-toe with the attacks of Choco Mucho. And the adjustments that Coach O also made inside, no? So nakita mo, nagpalitan Den, and Dusaran.
Ngayon, si Nicole Ebuen naman ang
That's
kanyang
right.
susubukan dahil may 10 puntos na kalamangan. Which is down to 9 after that error na itinawag ni Rene Caspillo, ang ating first referee.
Coach Shaq also adjusted by putting in Vivas. Diba? He's also trying to
Naghahanap din.
find that 6 that will click inside. Although sayang kasi, ang ganda rin, again, ano, ang ganda ng first set.
But again, it will always catch up with you if you're always trying to play catch up.
That's yun. It's tiring, it's exhausting, and mentally it's draining.
Especially against like powerhouse teams, the talented teams.
Who just play their game and be
Yeah.
steady all throughout.
That's a good attack by Arocha. Just over the blockers, but still within the court. Back to 10. Ayel. Trying for the trick play, does not work. Tolentino, that works. Hammers it down.
And I like that, again, Kat is trying to go for that down the line hit. I think that's the goal for the day. Is to have to try those down the line hits.
And you see her wrist, her gooseneck wrist, when she came down, inaanggulo niya talagang palabas. Nuances of the game. BDL, let's check there by Doria. Back to Kat. Luna. Swiping it to the other side. Kat will try again. This time she goes cross court, and it's too wide. She had one more year to play. No? She was eligible still if she wanted to, right? For Ateneo.
Well, I think it depends on yung age na.
Okay.
Oo.
But a lot of players like sila Alina Bicar, yung mga who
Oo.
decided to just go pro.
A lot of girls are really in that fix of deciding
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
to stay in school or play pro.
rainbow ball, a rainbow free ball. And they take advantage of it courtesy of Vivas.
Vivas that off the block hit. Getting a point for Cignal. Ito yung sana yung mga spark plugs no, on the side of Cignal na Coach Shaq is hoping for.
And we've seen a lot of those in different teams. Yung mga hugot na have been very productive. Totsos one, Sed Domingo was another one.
True.
Si Madam Ging Balse has, grabe pag pumasok.
Pag yung dulo na, no?
Di na kailangan mag-warm up.
Closer eh.
Tolentino will move out for Caitlin Viray this time as they are 4 points away from having a 2 sets to love lead here in our game number 1 for your Tuesday double dip. Nicole Bueno. She's there for the dig. Bongay. The door was slammed. Ayel. So look at the attack points here in set 2. I was thinking, wow, ang hirap nung set na yun. And then,
Instant point.
biglang nag-approach Viray and then I remembered, oh yeah, kaliwete nga pala.
Strong side.
So she didn't really have to move much. I thought the set was a bit short, pero yes, Viray, the lefty.
That's how she wants
Perfect,
it.
yeah.
So yun yung sinasabi natin kanina.
Knowing your
like,
teammates.
Yes. Especially for Ayel, who's new to Cignal. Yun yung kailangan siguro talaga double time, ano? Especially yung dun, single round robin lang tayo. Just to work on that double time.
Dina is trying to, I think, rub that spot on the floor because I think it is slick. So she's trying to be careful around it because as you know,
Oh, we
want
don't
to
want
get injuries. Chichi Caliente now coming in para sa Cignal. Nagbabalasan na talaga si Coach Shaq. Naghahanap na. Janela. It's too close to the net.
And it's wide, is
So
it?
yeah, it is.
For Vivas.
So that means 13 set points for the 3-0 Choco Mucho Flying Titans.
Chichi Cardiente is a 5-6 setter for Coach Shaq.
Chance ball on a set point. And it is Kate Viray who delivers that one. Still alive. Oh, wow. May nagkatamaan pa.
Oh.
Si Doria at si Vivas ba? Tama ba? They get the point, but somebody got hit on a full swing.
Well, that really happens. Especially pag rally, no, na
Yung
medyo may helter-skelter na.
Kaliwang kamay ni Doria. Well, good intention. They wanted to kill the point.
And besides, they got the
Yes.
point.
And it is Viray who gives them the second set. And look at that celebration for Coach O's team as Choco Mucho is a set away from a 4-0 start here in your Premier Volleyball League. You know, the stats for set number 2. Remember, Choco Mucho has not dropped or has dropped only one set so far in their 4 matches ongoing. And you look at the unforced errors, so that's 9 in total. Again, under control, Mosey, for them in the last 2 sets.
And that has been, again, the silent operator on the side. Yun sa statistics ng Choco Mucho, no? Hindi mo siya nararamdaman, pero at the end of the game, if you see that, you know that helped a lot. And on the side of Cignal naman, again, we mentioned kanina, there weren't as many attacks in compared to the first set. They were able to cut down their errors. They only had 6 in that second set, pero still not enough if you don't naman produce attack points. So it has to be in every department. No, you have to put out, give out your best numbers.
Ayel Estanero.
Well, in set number 2, Tolentino now with 10 points, BDL with 9, Ipak with 5, and Marciano with 5. So si Ipak was 5 already in the first set, so none in the second set. And that is exactly one of the points that you mentioned a while ago na kailangan paganahin yung middles ng Cignal.
The block on Cap Tolentino from Rose Doria as Ayel Estanero will continue to serve the first 2 sets. Choco Mucho agad yung umabante sa simula pa lang, so baka magbago dito, or at least yan ang gusto ng Cignal, that they change the story here for set number 3. Arocha denied. Denden keeps it up. Cat goes cross court. Marciano also denied. Marciano will try again. Nobody in front of her. And Denden serves it up. The toss to Tolentino. Jonella. And Ayel couldn't get to it.
That was actually popped up by Jack Junella. Parang naging tentative lang nung hinahabol ni Ayel. She probably thought na may mas malapit na player who could have set it up.
Marciano, I think. Pero si Marciano, hindi rin niya alam kung aatras na siya.
Oh, kasi hitter siya eh. So, minsan ganun. Pero kasi pag mataas yung bola, you usually let the setter take it.
Chase.
Oo eh.
Ayel tried her best, just couldn't get to it.
That's why again, going back to our point a while ago, na yun doon naman sa Choco Mucho, because Denden's there, it's easier now for Dinawang to set up yung teammates niya.
That's a tough set. Gloria couldn't get to it. A tough one for Coach Shaq and her girls. Ayel, who celebrated her birthday last week, also. Papakamot na lang si Coach Shaq muna. Pasensya. Somebody touched the net. That's a rare. We haven't had a lot of net touches today, if I'm not mistaken.
First
That's the
pa lang
first,
yeah.
So yun yung sinasabi natin, even when it comes to that, no? Those net touches. You know, there was one time I went to, quick side story, one time I went to NBA coverage and we went to, I think it was UCLA, and we were watching the volleyball team practice their drills in blocking on the other court while we were waiting for some NBA teams. We were watching, syempre ako, yung interest ko nandun sa volleyball din.
Swerte naman.
I was watching them doing the block drills na avoiding that touch na kahit nagkakatulakan sa ilalim but still trying to avoid the net touch. Because it's a science, especially international volleyball.
True, and it's part of the game. It's an instant point to the opponent.
Yeah.
So it's something that you have to practice, yung balance, diba, and everything. Syempre, hirap niya when you're up in the air.
Yeah. 3-all is our score with BDL serving. The drills were so specific, Mosey, that they were jumping na walang balance and still maintaining na hindi mag-touch sa net.
Wow.
So they were practicing that.
Grabe, no?
In UCLA. Bump set. Tolentino. Reverse to Vivas. Off the block.
That's right. I think it's something that they can really go to, especially nga na hindi pumapasok, hindi nakaka-penetrate sa blockers yung hits ng Cignal. This is something that they can go to off the block of Pongay.
Off the outside hand of Gaston. Doria for serving 3, down 2 sets. Good dig, good receive. A yell to the middle. Miscalculated by Musa, who shows herself here for the first time in set number 3. Rania had the good idea. Tama eh.
Right. At saka no blocker. They were just waiting for that ball. Pero sayang.
Di na
Error.
calculated wrongly. Vivas rolls it to the other side. Sold the full swing and then goes for the tip ball at the last second for the 5-4 score.
So part of the game plan this third set is, as you can see, parang mga hulog-hulog off speed. Dahil yun na nga, it's so hard to challenge the blockers of Choco Mucho. So you really have to be more creative. But Pongay gives them back that what we see, the game plan of Cignal, and gets that point.
5-all, set number 3, game number 1. Here in your PVL on a Tuesday. This is match number 21, day 10. Reminding everyone that if you noticed, if you're watching for the first time, these teams are not switching courts anymore during the change of sets. There's no shaking of hands. And then in between matches, we'll have an hour break, 30 minutes for sanitation and disinfection. And then another 30 minutes for the players to warm up.
Part of our protocol. Siyempre, making sure that everybody's safe inside the bubble.
Trying to control as much as they can in this closed environment. Musa, not good enough there. Maddie sets it up for Regine. Gets it off the block. EDL will march back to the front as Maddie goes back. Tied 6-all. Mumay over receives that. Saved by Janela. Arocha is blocked, but coverage by BDL. Arocha will try again, rolls it over. Ayel.
There you go, another drop ball coming from Cignal.
Hang time by Janine Marciano. Rania Musa now do the honors for Cignal, who have a 1-point lead.
Musa, of course, is a 5'11" middle blocker.
Long ball, nagagawan si Mumay at si Rachel. Rachel was actually in position for that one, Mosey.
She was actually in a better position to get that ball.
Gumilid si Mumay. Dosaran is back, then we'll go to the bench. And the second best setter so far in the tournament is on deck, quietly orchestrating the offense. Choco Mucho here. Cat. Too close to the net. Back to Choco. To Saran. Good reaction there by Wong. Chance here for the white shirts. Marciano, that is in. It drops in. And
This-
they get, sorry, Mosey.
Oh, it's all right. This time, Marciano trying to challenge again the blocker, which did not give them that last point.
Technical timeout here.
Okay, kapit na ng kapit. Makuha natin ang kanto. Sa ginagawa niyo, pagkakas ng tsagain niya, makuha ko yan. Let's go.
You're watching the continuing coverage of your PVL on One Sports and One Sports Plus. On day 10, Tina Wong gets us going for this rally, 8-7.
Well, Cignal better attacking set for them. That's why they're just a point down in this third set.
Ganda ng sungkit doon ni Doria. Marciano over the blockers. Good read by Roslyn Doria.
Right, Doria timing that well. Single block on BDL.
So 8-all. 2 sets to love for Choco Mucho.
They really have to get their attack going, talking about Cignal. Nung first and itong third set so far, maganda yung attacking nila. That's why ganda rin ng laban natin. Ano yung score?
Vivas again. That is the third time that she has targeted the outside hand of her blocker.
Well, when you look at the game, it has been really the off-the-block points and yung mga drop shots nila that has been working for them. So a little bit of the usual attacks, but a lot of drop balls and yung off-the-block, especially coming from Doria, from Vivas.
Another chance here to increase a lead for Cignal, which is rare here in this match. This is the 2-point lead. And it is Vivas on fire.
That's right. Si Kat kasi binantayan niya na yung down the line, ano, para hindi na magawa yung off the block. But Vivas went for a little bit of an angle dun sa space between the two blockers niya pinadaan. That's why she was able to get that point.
Coach Shaq enjoying this run as they're up 2 here in set number 3. Ayel continues to serve. Kat gets it back.
Just explosive, very explosive hits. You can hear the power.
Ay, ganda ng
that
buwelo.
hit. Oh, yun nga eh, gumanda yung buwelo, gumanda yung pag-abot ng bola, nasa peak talaga siya. And again, better view of the opponent's court.
Dusaran was there from the Mumay attack. Pongay naman! Pounds the pavement.
Pongay just hammering that one in. And the confidence of Pongay, Gaston, in this tournament, boom. I mean, like consistently in the last 4 games, you can really feel it and see it.
Serve. Ayel reverses. Yan yung sinasabi ni Mosey. But this time, good reaction by BDL to keep it alive. That one's in as Pongay gets it back to back. Sometimes, ayaw mo na sinusungkit ng mga player yung bola, but sometimes it just works. And that's a reflex move. So minsan hindi mo hindi mo masisi. And that time, in that moment, it worked. Kept alive for a transition offense.
Minsan ayaw mo yan if it's coming from your blockers. Yung galing ka sa block, na susungkitin mo. That's why sinasabi natin the trust dun sa libero. For sa
Speaking
coverage.
Masaya.
Really big.
Si Ate Denden, as yung kanilang kalamangan ay bumalik. 12-10. Coach Shaq calls a timeout. Cignal behind here, 10-12. Also behind in terms of the sets.
Pag yung time out, kailan pag nagpito yung referee, pasok na kagad. Ha? Kasi sabi na lang.
Rene Castillo with a little warning to the Choco Mucho for lack of a term delaying the game. Parang ganun. Hindi pumasok agad during after the whistle.
Pwede baka, pagka masyadong matagal, you can actually call a violation.
Right. Very strict in terms of the volleyball rules. Service ace with the help of the net for the champion, NCAA champion, Regina Rocha. Sira ang timing. 3-point lead. Down 2 earlier. Now up 3. Excellent reception. Cignal actually has more. And they've really improved here in this match, I think, compared to the last two. Just for the quality of receptions. Although that first part of the first set, Mosey, medyo masama pa rin. Pero as we went along,
better than
gumanda.
the last game.
Agree.
That's why nga they were able to set up plays and,
And
attack more.
Considering the opponent pa, no? But that is the number that really favors Choco Mucho in their 3 games so far, and now in the 4th. 9 total unforced errors.
On the side of Cignal, it's the department where they're having a lot of problems, and that's the one killing them actually in this match.
So
Even in the last game.
So if that's 9, that means they don't have an error here in the 3rd set yet. Kasi 5 and 4 kanina yung tali natin, 1st and 2nd set. Wow. I mean, props to Coach O for cleaning up this Choco Mucho team, which only won 6 of 16 games in their maiden conference.
Yung improvement, I mean, you can see from individual players to the entire team. You can really see it in their matches so far.
And the health, which they didn't have also in that last conference.
True.
A lot of their star players injured. Cap Tolentino with a bomb.
And you can see now Cignal mindfully is adjusting to the defense. So you see the libero trying to cover and tinutulungan rin siya ng mga back row players.
Pero abante pa rin ang 5 ang Choco Mucho. 16-11.
Now serving for Choco Mucho, Bea Deleon.
Eleven, 16, sorry, 16 serving 11. A rare error here. The first one of this set for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, which gives a free point to Cignal here. So 10 errors for them, 19 for Cignal, which technically is not so bad. But yun nga, dahil 10 lang yun sa kanila.
Yun talaga. And so it's not really helping them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Cignal. But don't, ayan, dagdagan pa ng isa. They really have to cut down on to be mindful and cut down their errors. Especially on teams na yung ganito eh. Yung nalilimit yung errors nila na may minimize.
Tsaka sinisira mo yung any kind of momentum.
That is right. More importantly, yung momentum that, whatever momentum they're having, nasisira din nila eh. Oh, nicely done. Tolentino once again targeting that portion of the court.
Look at her.
Cross court pa rin, pero ang lakas lang talaga eh.
Elevation and the detonation by Cap Tolentino.
And look at the blockers of Cignal. Nakabantay na sa cross court eh. Alam na nila eh, pero they just can't stop it.
It's another, oh nga, sabi nga, it's one thing to know. It's another thing to do something about it. And that's what happened there. This is their last ditch stand ito ng Cignal. They're down 2 sets. They're down 6 at a crucial point dahil padulo na ang ating third set. It's the business end, as they call it, for the third set. Cignal in danger of going down with 3 straight losses.
But remember, in this match alone, ang daming times na nakakahabol sila. They're just not able to close it, but nakakahabol din sila. So we cannot count them out yet.
Definitely not. Underhand. Bongay with the reaction. Cat, that's too low. So, 1 point save there by Cignal. 13 will be serving 18. It's Mumay Vivas, who has been a good bunot from the bench from Coach Shaq. So,
Kaya nandiyan pa rin siya eh.
I was about to say earned her court time.
Right.
Maddie does the easy one as she could not hammer it down. She decides to just tip it,
Swipe it away.
swipe it off. A one-time player of the game for Choco Mucho. Ayel. Rachel goes cross court. Wow, they still score on that one.
Well, it's really an advantage if you have a tall setter like Dina. Not to mention yung lakas ng loob din ni Dina, no? Even if like ang lapit na sa net, no? She'd still go for it.
They had 9 points in the last match. Looking for another one here. All on attacks. This one, a point on a serve. Equaling her output the last time. And Choco Mucho looking to step on the gas pedal here at the end of the third.
Gaston with 14 excellent digs in this game. Yun talaga, something that Pongay was able to develop coming into the pro leagues.
That's still in. On the run and gun, Maddie Madayag goes cross court and toes the line. A 9-point lead, seemingly insurmountable already here, especially with the way things are going and how these two teams are playing.
Hindi na binigyan ng chance ng Choco Mucho na makahabol ng yung Cignal. They really went for, good plays. And yun nga yung importance kanina kay Dina, keeping that ball alive. And even scored her a point. You can feel yung sense of urgency of finishing this game. We say that, Boom, on that note, because you have to remember this is a short tournament and
One win is important. Every
and
win.
the rest, diba? So if you get it in 3 sets, it means that you can rest more. Diba? You can rest your players more. Talk about Coach O.
Kaya nga, nung mga lamang sila ng 10, nagbabalasa rin siya. Putting in Viray, diba? Nicole Ebuen. I see the important thing, the 3 R's. Rest, recovery, and rehab
True.
in this tournament.
Correct. Because given the situation, those things are really now becoming more important, especially we're going towards the end of this round. So, yun talaga. So, even the coaches, I'm sure they're thinking of that. Na the more rest the players have, the better coming to the next game.
Shannon Palak now will get some court time for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Forgot to take off the mask. She was so used to just having it on.
Pwede
And for
naman.
some people,
Yeah,
Number one, pwede yan. Number two,
Oh.
for some people, it's been part of their, it's part of your face already. Sometimes you forget it's there. And Shannon Palick will get some court time as Choco Mucho is 2 points away. Delayed by Marciano's drop ball.
And of course, Kimi Caliana
Of
now
course.
inside
Panapos.
because patapos na tong game na to. Much to the delight of yung mga crazy-loving, fun-loving volleyball fans natin na makukulit na naman sa social media. Nakakatuwa talaga sila.
15,
Pinapatawa tayo.
15 serving 23. Palick on the run. Ayel. Chance ball.
Chance for Cignal to score. Oh, but no go.
Sumabit
Point
yata
off.
the elbow. The right elbow of Estaniero when she was executing the 1-2 play.
And I like how si Coach O played Dusaran and
Kanina pa.
Oo. And Den in this match.
Match point. One-handed set. Palick couldn't put it away. So the 9-point lead down to 8. Delaying the inevitable, seemingly, are the Cignal HD Spikers.
Again, you can see some sparks of brilliance naman on the side of Cignal. It's getting it together and playing it consistently. Yung errors lang talaga, that's one thing that they can, kumbaga, focus on and limiting those errors.
Speaking of errors, para naman sa kupunan ng Choco Mucho, imagine the last 3 games, 7, 18, and today, if I'm not mistaken, 10 errors?
More or less.
More or less. Maybe 11. We haven't gotten the official number, but the point is, clean game. And if they win this one, which looks like it, as they have 7 still match points, that means they will only have dropped a set so far in the tournament, and it is Palick who hits Kat Tolentino and also hits the last ball of this match. Choco Mucho, win number 4 in your Premier Volleyball League. We'll take a break. We'll be back to wrap this baby up. Nagbabalik po ang inyong Premier Volleyball League here on One Sports and One Sports Plus. And it is a 3-set straight win for Choco Mucho. Flying Titans go up to 4-0 over the Cignal HD Spikers, who go down to 1-4 in the tournament. That is match number 21. And really, Cignal played catch-up in the first 2 sets. And then here in the 3rd set, parang sabi ng Choco, tapusin na natin to. And again, for the second straight match, it is
Caterina.
a Phil Canadian, Cap Tolentino. Ayan yung mga kanyang mga pabate, making use of Coach O's board. Very smart, very smart. She started
Mga creative girls natin
And her family able to watch in Canada. I asked her the other day and she said yes, they get to watch. So live. So yeah, to there. So to her family and to the fans of Choco Mucho, congratulations for your 4th consecutive win.
And you know what I liked about her game today? She was trying to go down the line a lot of times. And alam mo yun, that's another thing na parang siguro tinatry niya i-develop in this tournament.
They sanitize and disinfect the court, and then after a little bit of a warm-up, a 30-minute warm-up, we get to see Shola Alvarez go up against Quetzal Soltones. That is match number 22. Still searching for a win are the PLDT home fiber power hitters. They go up against the Petrogas Angels, who are slowly rounding into form. That will all be live on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Thank you, partner.
Oy, happy birthday again,
Maraming
partner.
salamat. I appreciate that. For Mosey Ravenna, my name is Boom Gonzalez. Stay tuned for more professional volleyball and your premier volleyball league.